Hello, and welcome to the third episode of Emotional Control, the show where we learn about the different emotions so that way one day we can hopefully understand our emotions and better deal with them, be able to put a name to them, and hopefully live a better, more full life. Today we're going to be wrapping up ambition by talking about my long checkered past with ambition, where I've fallen on both the good side and the bad side. Where I've had healthy ambition, not enough ambition, and just way, way too much ambition. So let's start at the beginning, when I can think of with ambition, which was when I was in middle school. I was homeschooled, which was probably for the best. I was a troublemaker in elementary school, and I probably would have wound up on drugs or in jail in middle school. So it was probably the best thing for me to be homeschooled. But so instead of, having peers, we had activities. We did Kung Fu, Boy Scouts, and I did chess. So I wanted to be the best chess player in town. Like, I just did. It was just something that just filled me, and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced, and I lost so many games. The very first tournament I ever went to, I only won half a game, and that's because I played against the same girl twice, and instead of checkmating me when she could have, she purposely pushed it into a draw because she saw how hard of a time I was having. But so that was, it took a lot of practice, a lot of hard work, and a lot of failure. But I believed in myself, and I pushed through, and I did it. Right? It's healthy ambition. Same sort of thing happened in the Boy Scouts, where I'd been senior patrol leader for 6 months, which is basically like the head honcho in the Boy Scouts, like of the troop. And I had wanted to go in for a second, thing, which normally didn't happen. And I did that by just, I kept things organized. I was very, open with people. I talked to people. I was very relaxed. We had a good system. The troop was running smooth, and I was able to get that second term, if you want to say. Basically, I was president of our Boy Scout troop for 2 terms. So that was the healthy ambition, I would say. Now, where we were talking about Francis Bacon yesterday, and if you haven't seen it, I would go back and watch that, the philosophy of ambition. Francis Bacon said that an ambitious man, when the door is closed, begins to look at the world with evil eyes and, hate in his heart or darkness in his heart or whatever he said. Well, I had the ambition that I was going to become a private contractor. And, I worked pretty hard at it. It's something I started doing labor work at like 17, and I pushed on until I was like 22, maybe. Besides labor work, all I did was have a paper route. So but then I got hurt, whatever this migraine disorder is, if it's MS, if it's just a migraine disorder, a bad neck, too many hours playing video games, whatever it is, I got hurt, and I couldn't do it anymore. And that's when I started doing excess amounts of drinking and consumption of drugs, and I lost all of my ambition. Most days when I woke up, I didn't even want to live. I didn't even want to make it through the day, So I would just get plastered on anything I could find. That was when I had no ambition at all, And then comes the time when I had way, way, way too much ambition, I don't know if I auto-corrected for my lack of ambition for so long. I don't know what it was, but when my daughter was born, I really put my nose down to try to figure out something I could do with my life. something I could do even though I do have health issues. Something that I could do that was more than just a minimum wage job. Even though looking back on it now, having a minimum wage job in my family, it's all I need. It's all I want. But yeah, so what wound up happening was I found this guy Billy Jean as marketing, and I took a internet marketing class, and I actually really liked it, and it seemed like it was something I could do. And then I found Gary Vaynerchuk. He's still one of my favorite guys. He really is. But something about his message, I think, it drove me down the wrong path, Suddenly it wasn't, I just, I thought if I just put my head down and just worked on one thing for long enough, I could achieve anything. And I wanted everything. I wanted to sit on the top of the world with $100 billion in my pocket. I wanted to be a rapper, and I wanted to be a millionaire, and a businessman, all of this stuff. I wanted to become so important that I walked into a room and people knew who I was. People came up and asked for selfies with me. It's no longer where I am. As I've explained multiple times, I make these videos partially so that way I remember this stuff, and partially to help, even if it's just one person, with their emotions. But the whole Francis Bacon thing, it happened again. It was somewhere in last March, I want to say. Things stopped. Like, I felt like I'd been making progress up to a certain point, and then things just stopped. Suddenly there was no more progress. And I did the only thing I could think of doing, which was writing every single day. I would write 4 or 5 pages of rhymes every day. And there's a thing about writing poetry, which, a lot of people don't talk about, which is that it kind of relies on your pain. At least mine does. I don't know how to write a happy song, I suppose. Which, I might do that. Never mind. Talk about that at the end of the video. So, yeah, and that just, it drove me into the darkest of places, The person who had instilled that ambition inside of me, who had given me the reason to live, Tyree, I don't know. I started treating her like garbage. I had to become famous. I just had to. I had to. But I didn't, obviously. And if I do now, I really don't care. This is about hard work and honesty, like I've said before. It's no longer about becoming famous. So maybe now I can get it, and if not, at least it'll be healthy, Making these videos isn't me trying to become famous anymore. It's me trying to understand my own emotional state through constant work. 5 hours a day, 5 hours a day of learning about emotions. I think that it'll pay off, Because, when I edit these videos, I have to rewatch them, and I relive them, and I watch them again. And then just the fact that I've written all these out in notes, and I've done research, But yeah, so I fall firmly in the camp that ambition is bad. Like, you don't want ambition. Like, you don't want to be famous. You don't want to be rich. Like, I know we all do. We all do. But you don't want it. Trust me. Because you won't get it. Maybe you will get it. I don't know. Maybe you have more talent or grit than I did. Maybe you have more patience than I do. I don't know. Maybe you have more talent. But all I'm saying is that if you just have ambition and you just work towards it every single day and you keep pushing and pushing, as I brought up in that Instagram video, it just adds more stress. Like, you just become a more stressed out person. So like your health is going down, your relationships will start to fail if you hit a road bump or find a closed door. Like, take it from me, it's better just to work hard. And then if something falls into your lap, just take it. Don't make a decision because you think it's going to make you famous. Make a decision because it's what you want to do as an honorable, good person, and because it's what you love to do. Or maybe not even that. Maybe it's just what you get to do. You know, maybe you're just working at Walmart and it's what you get to do. But then you work your way up and you're manager, you know? Hell, just because you're a good human being and works really hard, you know? Maybe Walmart turns into a job over at Amazon, you know, where I've heard they work their employees terribly, but maybe you get like a high up thing and you get to meet Jeff Bezos or whatever. And then maybe he teaches you some skills, you know? And then you turn those around, you know? Maybe you do internet marketing. You sell a bunch of t-shirts, but you do it because you like making t-shirts. Yeah, I want to sell t-shirts. That's why on my Instagram videos I always talk about my t-shirt. It's because one day I want to sell t-shirts, and it's not an ambition, it's not a goal, it's the fact that I like t-shirts. So yeah, now this wraps up ambition. The next emotion we're going to cover is regret, which will probably be more than a 3-part series like this one was, but it's because it's a much more complicated emotion in my opinion, and it doesn't fall very black and white like this one does to me. I'm not sure if regret will come out tomorrow or if I will create something else while I research it, because like I said, only 5 hours a day on these videos. So will I research it all tomorrow and come out with these videos, or will I spend 5 hours tomorrow researching them and then here, you know, I might read some of my old poetry just to share it, you know, who knows. I know I got to keep uploading because the YouTube algorithm, even though I really don't care about becoming famous, like I've already said. Uploading every day is important though. It's the 5 hours a day thing. So maybe I'll just ramble like I did the other day. And maybe I'll tell a story. Maybe I'll get the regret thing done. You know? Who knows? We'll have to find out. Okay, so but today on Instagram videos and on Facebook, I went over how Macbeth is a story about ambition going crazy, running wild, and how it destroys your life. So go ahead and check that out, because I think that really relates to today's about, you know, ambition destroying your life. And so go ahead and leave a comment and tell me if you agree with me that ambition's a bad emotion, and if you think it's a good emotion, try to describe why. You know, let me know if you can see where, if you've had a healthy ambition in the past, or if your ambition right now is healthy, if you've ever had too much, too little, wherever you've fallen. Just go ahead and leave the comments, because I would love to hear your story about ambition. And go ahead and give this a like and subscribe, because regret's going to be fun, and I got 163 emotions to go through. So we're just getting started. And I promise you, they'll get better than this. So yeah, I'm going to continue with my same outro I have been doing, because I haven't, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so I hope you're having a beautiful day or a beautiful night. Hope you're having a beautiful life. And I hope that one thing that you desperately want happens for you this year. Till next time, Paul Zanardo, signing off.